I've been waiting a couple weeks to make this video, and I didn't want to make this video hoping that he would bounce back. But after the last couple of weeks, I think it's time we have a tough conversation about JC Latham. Welcome into Titans Today by Chat Sports. I am your host, Brett Alper, and you're probably asking, well, what is up with JC Latham? Well, if you've been watching the Titans a lot this season, if you've watched every game, and you probably have seen that JC Latham at the right tackle position has struggled immensely with this Tennessee Titans team this season. I know he's been dealing with a hip injury the last couple of weeks. I know he came back from IR at some point this season. But Cam Ward is suffering because of his play. So it's time to talk about it. Before we break it all down on how he has played this season, we got the 49ers this week. Titans take on the San Francisco 49ers, who were one of the best teams in the NFC. And while I don't know if they're going to win this game, what I do know is that there is a possibility that Titans Today can beat 49ers Report and Chase Sr. in a sub battle. So if you love the Titans, if you want weekly content, go ahead, hit that sub button, and let's show the 49ers Report, who has over 100,000 subscribers, that we still know how to fight too. All right, let's talk about JC Latham. So, second-year player coming out of Alabama. You were a 7th overall pick, and you have not played good, ladies and gentlemen. You have not played good. You go from being left tackle last year, where you struggled a little bit in your rookie year, but one, you're a rookie. Two, you're playing out of position. Then you go over to the right side, where you've played all your time in Alabama, and you still haven't played that well. Well, if you take a look at his PFF grades, and you can see right there, his sack numbers have gone up since then. 64.7 offensive grade, 56.0 pass blocking grade. That is not good. The one good thing about him is his run blocking grade, 80.2. Yeah, you're good at running the ball. But one thing that I like to always talk about is, well, Cam Ward doesn't run the ball. This is not what you expect out of your 7th pick overall in the NFL draft. And I'll say it over and over and over again. JC Latham has to play better. And it's not just one week you play bad. It's not just the next week you play okay. No, he is getting worked almost weekly at the right tackle position. I went back and watched a bunch of his highlights, a bunch of the All-22. And guys, it's not good. This comes from the Seattle. I'm pretty sure this is the Seattle game. If you can tell by the uniforms on the other side. Who's that on the ground getting pancaked? Usually it's the offensive lineman that's pancaking someone. That's JC Latham, who led up a bad play. Like, it's just not great. And then if you look at another highlight, well, JC Latham's on your right side, and the edge rusher just gets right through, tackles Tajay Spears for a loss of yardage. This is just two of many plays that we have seen. And his teammates have noticed it. His teammates have called him out this season. You have Jeffrey Simmons, who is the leader of this defense, who knows this team, and who has been an All-Pro before, call out JC Latham for his play the last couple of weeks. This is all the way back in October. They played the Seattle Seahawks just a couple weeks ago. This is what the Athletic Report had to say. According to several witnesses, Simmons stopped Thursday's practice to point out what he considered a poor showing by second-year right tackle JC Latham, who has missed the previous 4 weeks with a hip injury. This is right when he came back off of IR. And this is the exact quote from Jeffrey Simmons. "I watched you for the last 10 plays, and this ain't it. We need more from you." And the stats, they say, well, he played good against the Cleveland Browns. Brett, he held up against Myles Garrett because Myles Garrett had one of his worst games of his career against the Tennessee Titans. And he is just 3 sacks away from breaking the all-time season sack leader. Well, according to PFF, he was held to just a 4% pass rush win rate, the second lowest in his career. But why was that? It wasn't because of JC Latham. It was because they were pretty much double-teaming him every single play. I could have brought up, if you go on the Cleveland Browns Twitter, they showed that he was getting triple-teamed by Peter Skoronski, by Corey Levin, by Kevin Zeitler. and you could see him just getting triple team. Here's right here, you can see him, well, you're getting doubled because Garrett was doubled most of the game. And that's Chigakonkwo literally chipping him. And then you could see JC Latham just waiting to be able to block him. They wanted to get some extra time for Cam Ward because if you put him one-on-one with JC Latham against Myles Garrett, you were going to get worked. So the Titans did a little bit of game planning with that. But that's because they know that he is not going to be able to handle him. Now, granted, nobody's going to be able to handle Myles Garrett. But this isn't just Myles Garrett. He has to play better. You have as your right tackle or any tackle position, left tackle, right tackle, it does not matter. You have a huge impact on the development of rookie quarterback Cam Ward and his progression. If you can't hold your own, if you can't hold up for a right tackle, which he hasn't this year, Cam Ward is going to run for his life, which you saw all this year, the most sacked quarterback in the NFL. And with the 7th overall pick from last year's draft, I'll talk about it once again. You have to play like a 7th overall pick. Latham does not compare to others in this 2024 draft class from a season ago. Because if you look at some of the guys that were drafted just around him, well, he is a lot worse than a lot of them. Joe Alt is one of the best pass blockers in the NFL. I have an asterisk there because he obviously got hurt. He's dealing with that ankle injury. He's out for the season. Olu Fashanu for the Jets. The Jets aren't good, but he still is pretty solid. 25th overall for pass blocking. And then Fuaga with the Saints. He's okay. JC Latham actually has an edge over him, but Fuaga was also drafted way further down in the first round than Latham. So Latham's got to play better. And I'm a little worried about him because going into this season, it was like, oh, he gets to play in his original spot. He's gotten back in shape. He's lost about 20 pounds. Well, he hasn't performed like he's gotten better, like he's playing at his original position. So I'm slightly worried about him, but it's only his second year. He can get better. It's not the end of the world for him, but if he plays like this going in for the rest of the season, if he plays like this next year, the Titans are going to be quick to just go and move into another direction. I'll ask you guys, are you worried about JC Latham? Give me a Y for yes, or give me an N for no down in the comments section. Like I said, I'm a little bit worried, but I'm not solely like, oh, this is it for him. It's only his second year. He has a lot of time to get better. Now, in the back half of the show, more Titans drama. Arden Key calls out Cam Ward, or was it really a call out, or was he messing with him on the team plane? We're going to break that down in just a second, but first, I got to tell you about our sponsor of today's show, and that is Prize Picks. It's the holiday season, the best time of the year for sports, bowl games, basketball matchups, playoff pushes. It's all happening at once. But you and I are out here making decisions every single day on what gifts to buy, what to eat, what game to watch. There is one place where it feels good to be right. Prize Picks. Prize Picks is simple to play. Just pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections, and if your picks are right, you could cash in. Prize Picks now has early payouts. If your lineup gets off to a hot start, you may now have the option to cash out those winnings before the game even finishes. You know, I love how straightforward Prize Picks is. I don't have to spend a lot of time trying to calculate my payouts. It makes it super easy. And I got a 3-pick lineup for this weekend's game, San Francisco against Tennessee. Cam Ward, I got the more on his rushing. Longest rush, only 5.5 yards. I'm taking the more on that. Christian McCaffrey, it's CMC, guys. Don't overthink it. Give me the more on that one at 46.5 receiving yards. And then Alec Manor, he almost had a touchdown last week. I like him to score a touchdown this week instead of Jameer DK. Give me the more on that. You can make a lineup just like that, but you got to download the app today and use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right. All right, let's go talk about what happened after the game on the flight back to Tennessee after beating them in Cleveland. So Arden Key, he poked fun at Cam Ward talking to the team after the game on the plane, and it was just kind of, he was like, hey, don't listen to Cam Ward. Here's his full comments. On the plane ride home, this is Boiling, and he is the A to Z sports reporter for the Titans. He told Ramon Foster, his co-host, Arden Key gets on the intercom and says, you all enjoy this. Don't listen to what Cam said. You all enjoy this. It's hard to win in the league and enjoy it. And what does he mean by that? Well, Cam Ward was not happy after the win. He's never satisfied. And he was kind of having that bad demeanor like, Yeah, we won, but we didn't play that well. Well, but the question is that I had is what did Cam say to the team where Arden Key is kind of joking around and being like, don't listen to the guy. You got to enjoy this win. We only have two of them. Well, you can kind of infer what Cam Ward said to the team by what he said in his post-game comments. And this is what he had to say after the Browns win. You're playing good enough football for 3 quarters. We didn't play our best ball in the 4th. And that's just something that as players, we got to hold ourselves to that standard. We got to not have a playoff here and there. We've got to continue to communicate at a high level in all 3 phases. Now, it's clear as day that Cam Ward is never satisfied. He's not happy about this season. He's never really been a part of a losing team. You saw him at Miami last year. They were winning. Yeah, they didn't make the college football playoff, but you were still successful. He wants to be perfect. And honestly, as the quarterback, you're never satisfied, especially when you are 2-11. Arden Key, he's a seasoned vet. He's been here for over 5 years. He's played in the league for a long, long time. He wants to enjoy the win. But Cam Ward, he sees the future. He wants to be the best man that he can be, the best player. And that's kind of what you want to see out of a leader, though. You want to kind of lift your team up and be like, hey, we can play better. We can do this. We can do this better. We cannot be satisfied. But kind of talking about as a 2-11 team, you can have ugly wins when you're a good team, but a win is a win when you're a bad team. You only have 2 of them. You should be happy that you got the win because you don't get that rare opportunity in the NFL when you only have 2 wins on the season. I was thinking the rest of the year that the Titans were going to lose out. So just enjoy this win. A win is a win is a win is a win. Cam Ward, I get you. You don't want to be too happy about it. You want to get better. But that's next year. Go and take the second-year jump when you have 7 wins, 8 wins, and you have an ugly win, and you're like, we could play better. We still won, but we could play better. We got bigger things to look at. The only bigger thing to look at for the Titans is the draft at this point. So I'll ask you guys before we get on out of here, do you agree with Cam Ward or do you agree with Arden Key? Let me know down in the comments section. Give me a C for Cam Ward or type A for Arden Key. That's going to do it for the latest episode of Titans Today by Chat Sports. Make sure to hit that sub button. Let's beat the 49ers reported subs. Let's shock the world. Hit that sub button right now. And as always, tighten up.